Welcome to Variant One Shot. As all of you know by now, I like to break down how powerful certain characters are by telling you several of their greatest feats in comics over the years. And as we're sticking to the dark side of comics this month, I knew I had to talk about a villain. And what better villain to talk about than one of the strongest villains the DC Universe has to offer, Black Adam. Although I just called him a villain, he does also teeter on the anti-hero side. It just really depends on the story and what benefits him. Anyway, Black Adam doesn't get nearly enough love for being such a cool character, so I'm really excited to talk about him. Right off the bat, everyone should know just how powerful Black Adam is because he's been able to take on and even get the upper hand on some of the most powerful heroes in the DC Universe, one of which is his arch-enemy, Shazam. Being the main villain for Shazam, the two have fought more times than I can count. Of course, Shazam always finds a way to win because he's a hero, but that doesn't mean Black Adam doesn't get in his fair share of blows. Like the time he broke Shazam's arm and dislocated his shoulder. Considering Shazam is probably top 5 or even top 3 of the strongest heroes in the DC Universe, that's extremely impressive. But while being able to give Shazam a run for his money is extremely impressive, it doesn't stop there. We have a ways to go, people. He has also faced Superman and has fared pretty well, might I add. He has taken punches from Superman and then jumped right back up like it was no big deal. Now I know what some of you may be thinking, that Superman was probably holding back. But no, he wasn't. Superman has said before that he doesn't pull his punches against the likes of Black Adam. So being able to take a punch from Superman, who in the past has been known to destroy an entire planet with a single punch, is also extremely impressive. And not only has he been able to take some of Superman's best punches like it was nothing, he's even knocked Superman on his butt. And Superman isn't the only Kryptonian that Black Adam has smacked around. He took a blast from Power Girl's heat vision and kept on trucking. And it was an impressive heat blast at that. The comic even says, "I've never seen Karen let loose like that. I could smell Adam's hair burning. I could see the gold on his uniform begin to melt." He's even used his thunderclap to knock down Power Girl and Green Lantern Alan Scott. His thunderclap has also created shockwaves that shook and destroyed city blocks. Now let's talk about how fast Black Adam is. He raced the original Flash Jay Garrick before and was in the lead for a good portion until Jay was able to use his speed steal on him. Even though he lost, being able to hold the lead for any period of time against the speedster is pretty darn impressive. In fact, he's so quick that in a fight against Jay Garrick, they're moving so fast that time looks like it's at a standstill around them. Also, you know how Dr. Fate is one of the strongest sorcerers in DC Comics? Well, when he attacked Black Adam, Adam literally started laughing at him, which is extremely insulting to Dr. Fate, but again, is just another example that Black Adam is no joke. However, I'm still not done my Comic-Con rides. I still have a few more examples to really drive home just how powerful Black Adam is. Black Adam was also able to resist Martian Manhunter's telepathy, which is insane when you consider that Martian Manhunter has been able to incapacitate nigh omnipotent gods and telepaths. Manhunter even says to Black Adam, "Your mind, so strong." Now, I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it makes sense in the comic. But that's not the end. Oh no. He then plays mind games of his own by putting images of all the people he's killed into Manhunter's mind, which is enough to cause the Manhunter to be like, "I'm out," and then fly into outer space. Now, of course, I saved what I personally think is the best for last. But before I get to that moment, let me build it up for you. Black Adam has taken on the entire Marvel family by himself and beat up on them enough to make Shazam be like, "Stop this. Let me help you. Tell me what you want." Then he not only took on the Teen Titans, he embarrassed them in the fight. He also took on the JSA by himself, who in this particular fight consisted of heavy hitters like Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Alan Scott Green Lantern, Jay Garrick Flash, and freaking Power Girl. I think we can all agree that holding your own by yourself against any of those aforementioned teams is extremely impressive, whether you win or not. But as I said, I was saving the best for last, and here it is. He once fought off the combined forces of the Justice League of America, the Justice Society of America, and the Teen Titans. To give you an idea of what that means if somehow you're not grasping it already, he fought characters such as Martian Manhunter, Firestorm, Wonder Girl, Hawkgirl, several Green Lanterns, Power Girl, and Jay Garrick Flash, just to name a few, all at once. Now the Trinity, which consists of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, weren't present in this fight, but does it even matter at this point? The combined forces of all of them did eventually beat Black Adam, but that was only after Alan Scott, Martian Manhunter, and a few others held him back, while Shazam had a bunch of mystics, including Zatanna, call down magical lightning, which changed Adam into his mortal form. They also changed his trigger word of Shazam to chocolate egg cream. I couldn't make that up if I tried. But clearly they have made Black Adam ridiculously overpowered, especially in this instance. Obviously his power has differed over the years, depending on the writer or whether or not you're talking about the New 52, pre-New 52, and so on. But either way, there's no denying that Black Adam is one of the strongest villains and characters in the entire DC universe.